So, what if the next massive leap forward in AI isn't about building one single, smarter brain, but an entire team of them all working together? Well, that's the pretty wild idea we're diving in today. It's called CAMEL AI, and it's all about building collaborative teams of artificial intelligence.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Instead of having to rely on one genius AI to try and do everything, what if you could assemble a digital dream team? You'd have your AI coder, your AI data analyst, and AI strategist, all of them collaborating to solve a single problem. That's the really powerful concept at the heart of what we're talking about.
And this idea, it represents a huge shift in how we approach AI. We're starting to move away from these singular jack-of-all-trades tools and towards something way more dynamic, truly collaborative systems.
Okay, so the basic building block for these teams is what's called an AI agent. And honestly, the best way to think about an agent is as a specialized digital worker. So imagine one agent who is just a brilliant coder. Another one is a master data analyst. And maybe a third one is a super creative graphic designer. Each one is a total expert at its one specific job. But here's the thing. The real magic isn't in any one of those single agents. The true breakthrough is getting them to actually work together in what are called multi-agent systems. It's all about teaching that coder, that analyst, and that designer how to communicate and collaborate on a project. Just like a really, really effective human team.
Of course, this is easier said than done. Getting a team of AIs to cooperate is a massive technical puzzle. It's definitely not as simple as just putting them all in the same digital room and hoping for the best. Let's get into why this is so incredibly hard.
These are the big ones. Think about conflicting goals. You might have a coding agent that prioritizes super elegant, efficient code. At the same time, a user experience agent wants the simplest, easiest interface possible. Well, those two could end up working against each other if they don't have a shared understanding of the main goal. And on top of that, how do you even measure if the team did a good job? And maybe most importantly, how do you make absolutely sure that what they built is what the human actually wanted in the first place?
And this is exactly why it's a challenge worth solving. See, a single genius AI can be a single point of failure. If it gets stuck, the whole project just grinds to a halt. But a team of specialists, that's way more robust. It can break down really complex problems, delegate tasks to the right expert, and just keep moving forward. It's more resilient and ultimately a lot more powerful.
So how do you actually solve all these problems? Well, this is where CAMEL AI comes into the picture. And it's not just some tool. It's an entire open source ecosystem designed to give developers the blueprints they need to build and manage effective AI agent teams. At its heart, CAMEL AI is this huge, community-driven, open-source project. It's got support from a company called Eigent, and their shared goal is pretty simple. Stop just talking about AI teams as a cool future idea and start giving developers the real tools to build them right now, today. This whole ecosystem is really built on three key pillars. First, you've got the CAMEL framework itself. That's kind of like the engine and the blueprint for building the teams. Then you have the CRAB benchmark, which is like a test track where you can measure how well your agents are actually performing. And finally, you've got the global community, thousands of developers and researchers who are constantly improving the entire system. And their mission statement really gets to the core of it all. This isn't just about building more powerful AI for the sake of it. That focus on open source and human-centric is crucial. It means the goal is to build this technology responsibly and to make sure its power is accessible to everyone, not just a select few. Okay, so that's all the theory, but what does this actually look like in practice? Let's take a look at how an AI team actually gets a job done from start to finish. Okay, imagine this. A user needs a chart made from a super complicated spreadsheet. An orchestrator agent steps in and acts like the project manager, breaking that big goal down into smaller tasks. Then it assigns a data analyst agent to crunch the numbers and find the key insights. At the same time, an art director agent gets to work designing the perfect visual. They work together and out comes a perfect data visualization. The amazing part? The user just stated the goal. The AI team handled the entire process all on its own. And you shouldn't mistake this for some niche academic project. Oh no. On GitHub, which is where developers all over the world share and collaborate on code, the main CAMEL project has over 7,300 stars. In the open source community, that's a massive vote of confidence. It's a huge signal that a very large, very active community of builders believes this is the future and they are actively working to make it happen. So, when you put all of this together, what does it really mean for the future? Where is this whole trend of collaborative AI actually taking us?
So, if there are a few big ideas to really hold on to from all this, it's these. First, the future probably isn't one single super AI. It's much more likely to be teams of specialized agents all working together. Second, open source projects like CAMEL AI are the engines that are really driving that future forward at an incredible speed. And finally, this tech is what's going to let AI solve incredibly complex problems on its own, all while being guided by a responsible, human-centric approach. And that really leaves us with one last big thought. We are building technology that will allow teams of AI agents to work together to solve problems that are almost unbelievably complex. So the real question for us becomes, when these teams are ready to take on humanity's biggest challenges, what should we ask them to solve first?